Okay, so now we're going to do the last one, which is when we change the period. So far, the period has always been 2 pi because that's the unit circle. The unit circle is 2 pi spaces when you go around. And what we've done so far is we've just rolled out the unit circle. So everything has been 2 pi, but now we're going to change that. So if we have something like this, sine of 2x, if I put a number there in front of the x, that changes the length of the period. And here's basically how that goes. If you've got 0, pi over 2, pi, because these are the numbers we've been using since we started this. These have been, up until our phase shift, these have been our numbers. But if I put a number out there, like to get 0, so 2 times 0 is just 0. But how would I get pi over 2? If I had a 2 out there, how would I get pi over 2? Well, that would be like 2 times pi over 4. Oh, it cut that in half. If I've got a pi right there, that would be 2 times pi over 2. Oh, that's cut in half. If I've got 3 pi over 2, that's 2 times 3 pi over 4. That's cut in half. And if this is 2 pi is what I want, but that 2 out front meant I had to say 2 pi. So the effect is everything was cut in half. And if you don't like this explanation, if you don't like what I'm trying to say here, I'm going to show you the process, and you can just always remember the process, and that's what really matters. But basically, that number out there affects the period by either reducing it or expanding it. So we're going to get a formula here for sine, cosine, secant, and cosecant. The period. See, what did that 2 do right there? What did that 2 do? It cut all of these guys in half. So the period is 2 pi, because that's what we've been doing all since we started these problems, divided by that b value, because that's what that guy is. That's your b value. Now, we say absolute value of b because it has to be positive. We're never going to give you a negative b to mess with you. We're not ever going to do that. So if you had something like y equals sine of 3x, then your period would be 2 pi over 3. Now, here's where this gets ugly, though. Because if your period is 2 pi over 3, that means you got to go 2 pi over 3 spaces to the right, negative 2 pi over 3 spaces to the left. Then you got to start chopping these up into nice balanced pieces. So sometimes the chopping can get a little tricky. What's this one going to be? That's pi over 2. And this one's going to be negative pi over 6 and negative pi over 2. And once again, the way to check this is to get a common denominator. So my common denominator will be 6. So that would be negative 4 over 6, negative 3 over 6, negative 2 over 6, negative 1 over 6, 0, 1 over 6, 2 over 6, 3 over 6, 4 over 6. Okay, so that's the way, that's how the period is going to work out. And that's the last one of our big changes we need to make. So we're going to, I'll do a separate example of that.